Welcome, everyone, once again to the Agape International Spiritual Center. Feel the impulse of the Holy Spirit that is everywhere in its presence. Holy, Whollly, the holy yet holy presence that is everywhere, called by millions of names, but the nature of this presence never changes. It is the same yesterday, today, and forever, and you cannot influence it at all. I know you think you can. But you cannot influence that which is changeless, but which all change happens within it. But you can be influenced by it, which is why we come to a spiritual community, which is why we pray, which is why we meditate, which is why we do life visioning, which is why we learn to ask empowering questions, so that we can be influenced by the power and the presence and the love and the intelligence that is everywhere, so that we begin to grow and glow with the dynamic presence. For those of you here in the sanctuary, just look around the room for a moment and see the beings that are sitting here with you. For those that are beaming in online from everywhere on the globe, if you're with somebody, just look at them for a moment and be aware that their true identity is the light that lights up every being that comes to the planet. Just begin to recognize that for each other, so we break free from the myopic point of view of seeing people merely as a body of their past experience, merely as their particular personality construct, but we're beginning to see through our heart, allowing for our eyes to be blessed with our heart, so we can see each other as we really are. The dynamic image and likeness of the presence and the light that lights up every being that comes to the planet. That's not a metaphor, it's not poetry, it's not prose. That is our identity. That's who and what we are. And so our inner work is to transcend the egoic perception of reality and begin to have a dynamic insight into that which is real, that definitely allows us, while we're in this dimension, while we're walking in the world, to be of a higher frequency, and to allow our super soul self, our higher self, whatever, our super conscious self, whatever word you want to use there, to absolutely be the director of our thought, our words, our conversations, and our actions, and not just leave it up to the limited personality that can only see just a little tiny bit of reality. No, you might as well lean into the universal presence that has your back. The universal presence has your front, your up, your down. Universal presence, which is the expression of the divine order of the presence of God, is always, expanding to reflect and reveal the infinite nature of God. So it's got you. It's inviting you to grow into your next stage of unfoldment and evolution. Oh, I love this. And so as we are speaking this month about speak into existence the world that you want to live in. We have in the reading, if not in the theme of the month reading, I talked about two conspiracies. One is the conspiracy of the world of the appearances. That's called the conspiracy of mediocrity, that seduces individuals into gross materialism, or playing the game of fame, or hanging out in a sense of separation one from another. That's one kind of conspiracy. And then there's the divine universal conspiracy. As I've indicated, the universe itself is the outpicturing of the order and the harmony of the presence of God. The cosmos, the multidimensional universe, everything is unfolding to reveal the infinite nature of the spirit of intelligence and beauty and order and symmetry and love. And that conspiracy is about you becoming more you every single day of your life. That conspiracy is about you reflecting and revealing the abundance of the universe, the wholeness, the wellness, the beauty, the intelligence. That conspiracy is the real conspiracy. What we mean by that is everything is conspiring for your good. Even the challenges are conspiring for your good. And all of the good is conspiring for your good. But here's the deal. You've got to participate. It's not just going to happen to you. It's going to happen for, through, and as you. You've got to participate. This is a participatory universe. The universe, by law, absolutely matches your inner feeling tone, matches your thought, matches your perception, matches your intentions, so that you are participating in this grand law of love in action that changes you at your core, meaning it begins to reveal your core vibration, which is love. Ooh, I love this. Yeah, a core vibration, which is love. So when you hear the topic of the day, which is the Word, no buts about it. You know, you hear Jesus thundering through the ages saying, by your words you shall be justified, and by your words you shall be condemned. You have heard the biblical statement that life and death is in the power of your tongue. So we are inviting ourselves to come to a realization that the words we use and the energy behind the words has the tendency to shape our experience of reality. Now, I said experience of reality on purpose because you can't change reality, but you can change your experience of reality. As I've said over the years, most people don't have a direct conscious oneness with that which is real. They have an experience of their thoughts about what's real. And so with the power of our word and the power of our words, when we hear in the beginning, God in the beginning was the Word, we take the word was out and we say in the beginning is the Word, so that we become aware that what we are saying begins to shape the fabric of our experience of reality. It becomes we're kind of casting a spell on ourselves by what we are saying. And so we begin to become mindful to speak in ways by which we are in tune and constantly fueling our dreams, fueling and activating the potential that is within us, fueling that dynamic vision that is pulling us to be more and never less than ourselves. I want you to begin to see your tongue as a magic wand. See it as a magic wand. That every time you speak, you are putting a spell on yourself. And you can absolutely be spellbound by negativity. You can be spellbound by what's wrong. You can be spellbound by the misinterpretation of the challenges in your life. Or you can put a spell on yourself, saying in substance, everything is working together for my good. Everything is working together for our good. Life is for us. Nothing is against us. I may not be able to physically see the answer, but I know there is an answer, because there is no problem without an answer, because we live in a universe. So whenever there is a problem, there's already an answer waiting for us to rise up and receive it and articulate it and feel it and live it, declare it, decree it, announce it, say it. There's life in the words that you speak, you see? And so when in truth we begin to develop a practice by which at the end of every day we have spoken more life into whatever it is we're working on than complaining or worrying about whatever it is we're working with. If in fact you are speaking more into the affirmative, then you are participating in the law of love in action, and your life begins to take on that vibration and that tenor, and there is a shift of trajectory, and then you come into the miracle zone, and that which you can't see with eyes but is here, nevertheless, love is here, peace is here, abundance is here, joy is here, all of that is already here, begins to become so activated within you that you begin to see it even before it manifests. You begin to walk and live in it. Even before it manifests, you walk with a great degree of confidence because you feel that it's already happening. This is the truth by which you get to live in this particular moment. So when we hear by your words that you shall be justified, and by your words you shall be condemned, if you are condemning, stuff in your life. I just have a little bit of money. I'm kind of okay with my health. You are condemning yourself, you see. You want to give thanks and bless whatever it is you have. I'm just thinking about this. I remember when we were about to launch the Agape International Spiritual Center, and we were on our way to mail out the invitations to have our very first service. And right before we dropped those letters, those invitations into the mail, we got a notice that we couldn't use the place that we had a permit to use. And we had spent all this money on invitations and stamps and all of this stuff. And so I can always remember, I'm saying, okay, we're going to have to pivot. How much money do we have in the kitty? I think it was Leela Harris or Coco Stewart. Somebody said, we've got $17. And we all started laughing. We blessed the 17. And then we took a little offering among ourselves and we began again. That $17 is now touched millions of people along the globe. We have so many ministries and programs, classes, workshops, practitioners, ministers, but we didn't condemn the 17. We laughed and blessed it. I want you to understand the power of your word. That don't say I got a little bit of money. If you've got $8, 800, 1,000, 50,000, 100, whatever it is, don't say this is little, I need more. It's okay to have more, but you bless what you have. If you bless it, if you bless what you have, it magnifies, it multiplies. If you condemn what you have, well, I don't really have enough. All I got is. I don't really have enough. All I got is. Then you are condemning what you have. And it's just like having a seed like a mustard seed that can ultimately grow to a very big tree, but you're not going to say, this seed is so small. What is this? What? This acorn? No. But if you just bless it and put it in the right condition, that acorn becomes an oak tree. The mustard seed becomes a mustard tree, you see. So we do not condemn. We look into our life, and whatever it is we have now, we don't say it's not enough. We bless it. The power of your word will justify or condemn. If you condemn it, you will shrink it and the opportunities. If you bless it, it will magnify and the opportunities will show up. The power of your word. Your tongue is your wand. Think about that. And then the word, no buts about it. In other words, stop putting but in your mouth. Stop putting but in your sentence. Don't say, I want to be prosperous, but I'm too old. I want a loving relationship, but I've been so hurt, I'll never find anyone again. Don't say, I want to be healthy, but I've been sick so long. No, change the word to and. I want to be prosperous, and I'm open to opportunities. I want divine friendships, and I'm available to meet beautiful people because I'm working on my own inner beauty. I want to be healthy, and I'm open and receptive to the wisdom and guidance to be healthy. Don't put your butt in your mouth. That's bad anatomy. Don't do it. You're going to hurt yourself. And so in substance, you are no longer proclaiming whatever it is you want and then putting a but in there. You're putting an and, because if you condemn what you already have, and if you keep saying, oh, I want to be prosperous, but, oh, the economy, but this, no. If you keep doing that, you become like the mythic character Sisyphus, who kept pushing this boulder up this mountain, and as soon as it got to the top, it would roll back, and he'd have to push it all back up again. What happens is you will not be overcome your own interiority with all of your buts, all of your condemnation, all of you, oh, it's not good enough, oh, I don't have enough. You can affirm and you can pray, but you're not going to get over the inertia of what you are putting out. We have got to change from the inside out. Now, the thing about all of this that I'm saying, it is so very simple. I'm breaking it down so simply. But, because if it gets too complicated, it probably isn't true. You know what I'm saying? It is so simple. However, it needs you. It needs your participation. You have to actually practice this stuff. And don't condemn yourself when you fall. Don't beat yourself up when you find yourself caught up in using your words to shape negativity and to put yourself under a spell of not enough. You don't beat yourself up. You just stop and catch yourself. And then you can see the expansion of your consciousness by how soon you catch yourself. You know, after a while, it may go on for a couple of days. You're just on some kind of rant of negativity about something. And then then it's just a day. And then it's just a few hours. Then it's about to come out of your mouth. I'm going to be silent right now. I'm not going to speak until I'm spoken through by the higher power. You see? You begin to practice, and then you will shift your life from lack and limitation, fear, doubt, and worry into an open avenue of so much good. And you know what's happening? What's happening is, the average individual, we all have a conscious mind, a subconscious mind, we have a superconscious mind. The average individual is not connected to their soul mind or their superconscious mind. They're only connected to what they know consciously and being fed by their subconscious, which has all kinds of beliefs that people don't even know about. They're hidden beliefs of fear and lack and superstition and limitation, not good enough, and things of that particular nature. People are caught up in, I come from a long line of people that had arthritis when they were 50 and caught this and caught that. And there's all these subconscious beliefs that are fueling the conscious mind, and those two things are agreeing, and then the individual just outpictures the negativity and the fear, the doubt and the worry, the dis-ease and the discomfort that has hidden beliefs and conscious agreement. Every time we stop and we meditate, we come out of time. Every time we stop and we affirmatively pray, we're having a realization of our oneness with life. Every time we ask a different kind of question, what good is trying to happen in my life right now? You start to connect with your soul mind, your superconscious mind, your super self mind. And even though it's sometimes illogical, when you're dealing with 3D and Newtonian laws, the miracle zone is so illogical. It doesn't make sense. But you start to get in touch with your soul faculty, and you start to live in a vibration and a frequency of, oh my God, there's so much good happening. You start to live in the vibrational frequency of, oh, the presence of God is here, it's got me. You start to live in a different zone. And then when two or more are gathered, he said, when two or more are gathered in my name, that means nature. When two or more are gathered in my nature, there I am. Well, when the superconscious mind and the conscious mind agree, or when the conscious mind and the subconscious mind finally agree about the affirmative aspect of life, the superconscious mind takes over. And you start to live in a different frequency, a different vibration. I want you to be so empowered that you feel that the universal presence via its law is for you. You want to overcome this Sisyphus consciousness of, oh, everybody's against me, life is against me. No, that is your limited perception based on past experience and your interpretation of past experience. I want us to so rise up in expanding consciousness. Let me break that down for a moment. You are an avenue of awareness. You are pure awareness. Now, I know we are attached to thinking we are our body. We're attached to thinking we are what we own. We don't own anything. We're just stewards of it until we're out of here. You know what I'm saying? I was watching this guy that used to be the guitar player for Frank Sinatra. He was telling a Frank Sinatra story. And he was saying, at the end of every show, he would go out to the parking lot and he'd sign autographs, he'd be with people, and then he'd drive away. And one day, there was a woman that said, Frank, my husband, is at home. He has cancer. And he would just love an autograph. You're his favorite artist. He would just love an autograph. So he took out a paper and he signed the autograph. Then he took off his very expensive watch and gave it to her and said, give this to your husband. And the guitar player said, Frank, that was your favorite watch, man? He said, listen, my house, my car, everything I got, one day it's going to belong to somebody else. One day when I'm gone, it's going to belong to somebody else. So I might as well just give it to this guy because I think it's going to make him feel better. We don't own anything, but we're stewards. And so what we do is we bless what we have. We realize, back to my point, we are awareness. We are awareness in a field of infinite God consciousness. And so what we're doing is expanding our awareness in this field of infinite God consciousness, becoming more ourselves. We're not changing God. We're just expanding our awareness and participating in more of God, So we have a big ocean, but you might be just, putting a little toe in it, when you can dive in, So we're in this awareness, in this field of infinite consciousness. So when you pray, you're not trying to change God's mind. When you pray, you meditate, you vision, you declare, you decree, you imagine that your tongue is a wand, you're starting to expand your awareness. And you start to see opportunities you couldn't see before. You just wasn't in your point of view. I remember a number of years ago when I became a vegetarian, I'm driving down Crenshaw Boulevard, and all of a sudden I see this health food store to my right. And I say, wow, I got to go in there and get me some supplements and some good food or whatever. And I go in and I say to the lady, how long you guys been here? She said, 20 years. I've been driving up and down this street all my life. I never saw it. I did see Fatburger. Back in the day, double chili cheese with bacon on top, baby. I was a teenager, you know what I'm saying? I didn't even see the health food store because it wasn't in my perception. It was there for 20 years. I never saw it. But as soon as I had an inner intentionality to be healthier, 20 years? Oh, there's another one. Oh, they're all over the place. They're more prolific now than liquor stores. Well, you get to see who you are, you see? So what I'm saying is when you expand your awareness, opportunities that you didn't even notice, even people that you thought you kind of dismissed them because you didn't think they were important, suddenly they loom large in your life because they're vibrating from that sense of connection with God, you see. Remember the statement, when the pickpocket sees the Buddha, all he sees is his pockets. He can't see that he's standing next to a divine being. He's just checking out them pockets because that's his perception. What are you looking for? Let your tongue be a wand. Your tongue has the energy of life or death in it. You shall be justified by your words. In other words, there will be great manifestation and healing. Or you'll be condemned. There'll be a shrinkage based on your declaration, decree, and the words that are coming out of your mouth. You see, you do that and you eliminate the buts. You add the word and. I want to be prosperous and I'm open to opportunities. I want to be healthy and I'm available to wisdom and guidance. I want love, and I'm available to activate the inner lover within me and be available. You add the word and. The word, no buts about it. Ooh, I love my life. I love your life. I love the one life of God that we get to just motate with, motivationally activating with the Spirit of the living God. Woo! Feel it in your bones. Say, let's declare and decree a couple of things right now together. Say, I am willing to be prosperous.
I am willing to be prosperous.
And I am open to see new opportunities.
And I'm open to see new opportunities.
I am willing to be very healthy.
I'm willing to be very healthy.
And I am open to inner wisdom and guidance to be so. I am willing to be safe and secure. And I'm available to the all-protecting Spirit of the living God. And this is all happening now. All of our needs are met. I feel it in my bones. And that is the way that it is. Somebody scream about it. All around the world. All around the world. You may be watching on YouTube. You may be on Facebook. You may be on agapelive.com. Wherever you are, join us and just scream about the goodness of life. Woo. Life is good. Woo. Let us move into the dynamic of prayerful activity right now. Remember, we're not sending our energy way out there. There is no out there, you see. It's right here. So we're not, oh, God, please come and help me. No. God's already here. God's already being itself. Your prayer is making you receptive to what is so. That's what you're doing. You're saying, I'm available, I'm open. So come with me now into the land of gratitude. The land of gratitude, the land of thanksgiving, the land of dynamic appreciation. Give thanks for your life. You might have been inhibiting the flow by saying, oh, my life just isn't good. I've just made too many mistakes in my life. And you may have all kinds, a litany of complaining. But this moment right now, this second, be grateful for anything in your life. If you got $10 to your name, bless it. Give thanks for that 10. Give thanks. Let us bless. It's called BAM. Bless and multiply. Say BAM. Bless and multiply. So we just give thanks for everything. This is not wishful thinking. This is the right use of the law. So we just give thanks for our life. We give thanks for everything, just as we gave thanks for those $17 over 38 years ago. Gave thanks. We laughed. We just thought it was funny. And then we blessed it and said, let's pivot. So we're giving thanks. We're so grateful for our life that something happens to our perceptual windows. We begin to see life differently. The dust and the grit from the journey begin to be dissolved. And we're no longer seeing through a glass darkly. Oh my God, we begin to see life, love, beauty, intelligence, abundance. Oh, it's everywhere. It's proliferating itself. Every blade of grass has an angel next to it saying, grow. There are beings around us, the invisibles, the guardian angels, the angelic presence, God, around us saying, grow, saying you're loved, you're supported. The presence of God is saying in substance, I've never done a meaningless act. You are important to the divine scheme of things. So we just feel the sense of gratitude. Oh, we're so grateful to be alive, awake. Oh, and now we get to see differently. Here at Agape, we just call it recognition. The recognition, the re-knowing of something that's already here. We're seeing life differently. We recognize the presence everywhere. Woo! and we become so unified because it's closer than this breath. Take a breath. Release. Now the presence of God is closer than that breath. Nearer than our hands and feet. As the Quran would say, closer than our neck vein. Right here. So from the state of unity, that's a very high state of consciousness. You know, cosmic consciousness is when you can be aware of your thoughts and the world, and you become aware that you're awareness. And then there's unity consciousness, where you have an inner realization that you're one with God. It's not just a belief, it's like an inner feeling tone. I'm one with God. I'm one with God. Now from this sense of unity, I have the privilege and the honor to speak the word for all of us. And I'm aware there's really only one of us here. Just as there are many, 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 many waves on an ocean, but they're all connected to the ocean. It's this one ocean reflecting itself as the wave. There's one God revealing itself as each and every one of us. We are one. Regardless of the hypnotism that goes on in the world, where people are fighting over religions and fighting over cultures and things of that particular nature and sexual orientations and all of that, we are one in the spirit of the living God. And as Master Ejioso was saying, it's time for a harvest for the entire world right now. We have to see it first. We have to see it. We have to declare it. We have to speak it into existence. So it's in this instant that I speak the word for each and every one of us, knowing there's only one of us here, that divine and compelling right action is oozing through us. A deep sense of peace of mind is being active within us, harmonizing prosperity and abundance, affluence, opulence. Oh my God, we become okay to be prosperous. We don't buy into any kind of superstitious thought that as we become prosperous, we're going to become bad and evil people. No, we're going to say, use me, God. Use my talents, my gifts. Use everything about me. Use my substance to absolutely assist in building a kind and just global society. I'm mature enough to handle it. Let it rip through us right now. All needs met. Dynamic health, vitality, vigor. We're speaking it into existence. Our tongue is now a magic wand. Let there be light. Let there be love. Let there be beauty. Let there be joy. Let there be intelligence. Let there be divine order. Oh, let there be. Woo! And we give thanks. Oh, now I just need you to feel it just for a couple of seconds. Give them a couple of seconds of a deep feeling tone.
Comes a day and a time to leave your pain behind. A moment when you say, I guess I'm okay. There is a life calling you. Just look inside and find what you must do. I realize I'm not my past. I'm surrendered at last. I feel the lightness of the day when I let my sadness wash away. I feel it's time to make my way, surrounded in peace. Yes. The key to life's unending flow is just how much you're willing to let go of that which binds you to the past. Surrender at last.
Say, I surrender to more good than I can imagine. I surrender to more love than I have ever experienced. I surrender to dynamic prosperity and abundance. As we continue to turn within for a moment, I'm going to borrow the consciousness of this congregation that's all over the world, along with our magnificent practitioner corps. to embrace these individuals whose names I'm about to call,